It's a new year with people setting up exciting new goals, including pregnancy. So we have Dr. Kelly Juan Miguel from Secours here to tell us what you need to do before you even start picking out names or decorating the nursery. There's a lot of things that happen before you get pregnant. Dr. Kelly, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Okay, if you were thinking about expanding your family, what should be your first step?
Sure, so I always tell my patients to schedule a preconception visit. So really what that is, very similar to your annual exam that you probably are doing every year or hopefully doing every year to get your pap smear up to date, but we're actually focusing on pregnancy and preparing for pregnancy and education. And this is actually very appropriate. I've had a lot of patients recently, I think new year, new baby,
yes,
that have been having this kind of conversation with me, which is really exciting as an OB because I love delivering. It's one of the best parts of my job.
Oh, I bet that has to be like delivery day is,
It is a little birthday every time.
Yes,
Yep.
so much fun. Why is it so important, do you think, to have a doctor involved in your family planning discussions?
So I think it's really important, especially to get your OBGYN involved. A lot of it is we go over first medical history. So anything that could impact the pregnancy, we want to make sure that your health is optimized pre-pregnancy, basically. Right. We also go over medications. So a lot of medications aren't pregnancy safe. Right. So if so, that's our time to switch medications, particularly patients that are high blood pressure, that are on certain medications. And then we go over past pregnancies. So sometimes you can have a complicated past pregnancy and you might need something different in a future pregnancy or a referral to a specialist. And this is the time we can kind of prepare for all those things.
And it's also like, think about, your first. You were so nervous. Like everything you do, I remember, being at work when I was pregnant with Will 16 years ago and they would serve like, subs. I'm like, I can't eat that. I can't eat the turkey meat. You know what I mean? There's so many things that like you're so obsessed over. So it's so nice having someone that's like, all right, what's the real scoop? What do I need to be doing? What can I not worry about?
Right, it's a time for education. I recently just had my own baby last year, and so I'm very much familiar with all these things. Yes. And it's a lifestyle change during the pregnancy, things you have to think about that you never had to think about before.
Yes.
Avoiding sushi.
Pasteurized cheese.
Yes, having to like look at all these labels and things, yes. Not going to a sauna, things you might not have even thought about.
Yes.
But it's time to kind of like, you want a healthy pregnancy. That's always our goal for our patients and for the newborns. That was my goal when I was pregnant.
Yes.
So that's what we talk about.
And then like, the prenatal.
Right.
Vitamins and stuff. Like, so many people, like, they may find out, like, oh, and then we'll start taking it. But it's better, like, if you can start now, if you're even having that discussion. Like, maybe by July, we may want to start trying.
It is. Actually, it's recommended to be on a prenatal 3 months before you even get pregnant. And that's really anything over the counter, but it's the whole important thing is folic acid. That's what helps develop the spine of the baby. So that's why if you're preparing, then go ahead and start taking that prenatal. If nothing else, it helps your hair and your nails. There's nothing wrong with that for us girls. We love that.
Right, any extra excuse to get good stuff. Okay, so for women that may not have, doctors, or if they do, maybe they don't provide an OB, any tips on finding a good provider for these ladies?
Sure. Well, if you do have a gynecologist, ask if they deliver, because not all gynecologists actually are OBs anymore. But if not, then you can actually go to bonsecours.com, and there's a little button that says Find a Doctor. If you put in OBGYN, then you'll find someone like myself or any of the doctors in the upstate that actually deliver. The other thing I kind of recommend to patients too is look at their insurance and then look at the hospitals.
Yes.
Because they might have certain preferences of where they want to deliver. And again, within Secours, we deliver at Eastside, which is a great hospital.
I call it the spa.
Yeah,
because it's like, like I didn't want to leave. I mean, the rooms are big. It was amazing. It's like the best experience.
Yes, our 4th floor is like our women's floor. That's only that. It's pregnancy. It's our postpartum moms. Our nurses only do that. It's kind of really, it's special because it's such a special time. And that's where we provide education too. Because not only do you have to know during the pregnancy, but afterwards, you have to take this little human home. And it's scary.
Now what? All the breastfeeding class. I mean, you do so much. We could, go on and on about this. But step 1, if you're planning, make sure you have a good doc. Go to the information you see right there on your screen. And thank you, and enjoy your baby, girl.
Thank you. I'm loving it.
Yes, so fun.